Lagos, as Nigeria's bustling economic hub, faces a significant challenge with a substantial number of out-of-school children. Recent statistics reveal that Nigeria has approximately 11 million children aged 6 to 15 out of school, representing 1 in 12 of all out-of-school children globally. In response, the Lagos state government has implemented several programs to address this issue. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu announced that about 12,000 out-of-school pupils have been enrolled through the Project Zero program, aiming to provide high-quality education to these children. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and international bodies have also played a pivotal role in addressing this challenge. Rotary International District 9112, in partnership with the Lagos state government, has initiated programs to reintegrate 500 out-of-school children back into classrooms. Despite these efforts, the number of out-of-school children in Nigeria remains alarmingly high. Factors such as economic hardship, cultural barriers, and inadequate infrastructure continue to impede progress. For a chat on the challenges of getting street children back to school and other allied social issues in Lagos, we're now joined by the president of Rotary Club of Omole Golden in Lagos, Jide Ogunleye. Thank you for joining us and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me today.
Let's begin with a general overview of the situation of out-of-school children in Lagos State.
So from my point of view and my engagement in recent times, the numbers are staggering. And this is due to the fact that you have quite a number of them unable to afford this free, supposedly free education, and as a result, their parents are not also well equipped, so that contributes significantly to why you have quite a number of students out of school in the public system in Lagos State.
If we were to look at the primary reasons children are out of school in Lagos, is it any different with those of their counterparts in every other parts of Nigeria, you think?
I think it's pretty much the same, and it's going to be funding, the financial capability of the parents. I believe that funding is a critical challenge, not just in Lagos, but across the whole of Nigeria.
What about cultural, scenarios?
In the north, I do believe the cultural scenarios plays a significant role in the number of children out of school. But beyond that, it's significantly financial limitations.
You gesticulated saying supposedly free education. We know that there are different, palliatives and programs that the Lagos state government has doled out in recent times. There's a Project Zero program. There are also different, initiatives that the state government has put out there to say that these children must go back to school. When you say, in quote, free, supposedly free, it means you're insinuating some other things. Can you elaborate on those insinuations?
So I'm a president of a Rotary Club, and that means that we go into various communities to carry out projects, and some of the projects that we carry out is an area of focus called basic education and literacy. And over the past 7 months, I've interacted with 2 public schools in Lagos State, and then I was faced with a recent incident whereby we're told that some students are not able to afford coming to school because their parents cannot pay. And it's a public secondary school. You understand where I'm coming from? So there's some sort of financial transaction going on within that place. And it's the same in the 2 various schools that have been. There's instances where students cannot even afford to even pay for examinations, like their junior WAEC, and then those that are going on to university. So that's why I said we use the word supposedly.
And we've seen scenarios whereby NGOs and of course Rotary clubs like yours have tried to engage and be part of trying to ameliorate this scenario currently. But in doing so, what are the major challenges you go through in ensuring you try and help out?
Quite a number of them, but one would be, we can't just go to carry out this project, and I didn't realize this was a challenge until I became, president. You have to get some sort of approval from the government, from the district. Sometimes that delays the execution of certain projects. Say, for example, we're going to do an ICT laboratory in one of those secondary schools, and then it took us several weeks to get approval, right? Between the time when we got approval and when we wanted to do this, the budget and the funding for that had already gone up in terms of cost. So the cost of, say, 50 computers now is not the same in 3 months from now. So that's one of the challenges, that we face. The other would be sustainability, right? A good example would be some years ago we developed an ICT laboratory in one of this public secondary school, and then we went back to check and realized that they're not able to use that facility so well because they had power issues and they had to go buy petrol and run generators and things like that. We're doing another one right now, and what we're doing with this is to ensure that we have sustainability, right? And that sustainability is going to alternative power solutions like solar so that it can self-run itself. But if we speak on challenges, I would say sometimes getting approval is sometimes a challenge, and also maintaining and sustaining some of this project, by the beneficiaries themselves is sometimes a challenge. But in Rotary, we do have what we call people that go and check for sustainability and monitoring and evaluation of all our projects to ensure that it's still delivering its value. So those are some of the challenges, and those are some of the things that we do to mitigate against them.
And, in having people evaluate the magnitude of the scenarios, are you, do you have statistical data to give you an idea of what you're actually going to go through to ensure your assistance pull through?
Yes, we do work a lot with data. Before we go into even do anything, Rotary mandates that you do a proper needs assessment. Also ensures that you get an idea of the impact, number of people that will benefit from that project that you're doing. I'll give you an example. We're currently trying to do some sort of scholarship system and for children that cannot afford to further into writing your JAMB and things like that. So we engage the schools, give us a total number of high-flying students you get, and the general number. So yes, we work closely with data because we have to report back, because the foundation is an NGO, so we have to be accountable as to how we use funds.
I know that the right to education is enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution, especially for the, from the Child Rights Act, but not every state has, instituted that act in Nigeria. What role are you playing in that regard? Because I see here that you're planning to, you initiated a program, that's Rotary, to reintegrate 500 out-of-school children back to school. What are the criteria you're using to select those students, and what role are you playing in ensuring that this Child Rights Act is enforced? Because if we have some of these laws enforced, then it would be easy to prosecute those who are flouting the law.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So as regards the criteria for those that will benefit from those programs, we work very closely with government agencies as well, and also the school authorities, to ensure that we get only the list of those that qualify, right? And we also do our own pre-checks to ensure that these are the actual people that need to benefit from such programs. We do not dabble much into the operations of the government. Our role functions majorly on the direct impact that we have with the community. So as much as we can, our focus is majorly in just ensuring that those beneficiaries, get to benefit from the programs that we're going to be doing. And we do everything within our means to ensure that it's the actual people that needs it. So sometimes we'll go behind the scene to ensure that, these are not pupils of teachers or people that are just from the PTA community. We take it upon ourselves to ensure that only those who truly deserves to benefit from our interventions are the ones that benefit from it.
Still talking about the interventions, Jide, let's talk about the role of parents in ensuring children actually stay in school. How proactive is your group, in ensuring,
So one of the things that we do is, I said we've gone to schools. We typically would meet with the Parent Teachers Association. We invite these parents to come in and give them the importance of why their kids needs to be educated. So we don't do things in isolation. I'll give you an example. In a few weeks from now, there's going to be a program for children in public secondary schools, and we're going to be sponsoring my club is sponsoring about 10 to 15 pupils to do that. But in doing that, we engage the parents and we engage the school as well, so that it gets, you're going to...
No, go ahead.
Okay, so we engage the parents, we engage the school, and the parents are very involved, and we do not do anything outside of them. We had a mental health awareness seminar very recently where parents came in and many of them don't even understand the impact of words like Olodo Rabata, and things like that. And it was quite interesting to see that they did not realize that some of those things could go on and have negative impact on the long run of the child's development. So we're very involved, and we do this through Parent Teachers Association, and then we invite the PTA chairman. We carry them along in anything that we're doing.
Right. It's interesting, all of this initiative, but they wouldn't really achieve much. There will just be some surface dressing if you don't attack the root cause, which is one of the issues that Nii just mentioned. For instance, look at this parent, the school feeding program that the federal government initiated some time ago. They talked about the fact that many parents, after the children get the food, they just abscond and they don't allow the pupils go back to school. So there is a need for us to talk about tackling the root cause of this issue, because many times a lot of people have come up with initiatives. You talked about the Lagos State government coming up with the Project Zero initiative, and you have also come up with yours. What is the plan for longevity of this program?
Okay, so I would say in terms of longevity of the program, it has to do with support that we get from people around us, right? There is just so much we can do because we are not the government, we are not government representatives. Like I told you, sometimes there are limitations in even executing some of our projects, but we focus mainly, we believe that, whatever it is you can do within your own small area of influence, right? You do that. And if everyone within their area of influence are doing whatever it is that they can do, we'll get some sort of results. If I can sponsor 10 people, I can sponsor 10 people, I can sponsor 10 people. We are part of the change, maybe not holistically, right? But the little that we can within our community is what we're focused on. You recall that I keep speaking about 2-3 secondary schools. These are 2-3 secondary schools within my catchment area. My club is Rotary Club of Omoli Golden, and we deal with schools and impact community projects around that environment. And you have different Rotary clubs all over the world, all over Lagos, all over Nigeria, who also carry out projects within their area of influence. So our core focus, is on the impact that we have directly within our community. And we do that through the schools, and the areas within our direct community where we have some level of control.
Very good. And on that note, I'd like to thank you for your thoughts on those issues. Jide Ogunleye is the President, Rotary Club of Omoli Golden, Lagos. Many thanks for your thoughts.
Thank you so much for having me.